Hello there. We've been hearing for weeks now that President Putin of Russia needs a big win in Ukraine before the Red Square victory parade on Monday. Normally, the big patriotic war victory parade in Russia's Red Square would be a huge glitzy affair with vast lines of weapon systems taking hours to make their way past the presidential podium. This is the day the Russian leadership can celebrate their country's victory over Nazi Germany, publicly flex their muscles and show off all their military hardware. And Putin would be desperate to show that Russia still has military might, even as it fails to take decisive action in the Ukraine. Although I've always had the suspicion that most of the Russian machinery of war on show was fake, and that if you'd been allowed to rap your knuckles on one of those large, intimidating missiles, that it would just return a hollow echo. But this year, the 77th Victory Parade will be a different affair, because it has been depleted by the hardware that is either being used against the Ukrainian forces or is amongst the thousands of wrecked and rusty metal carcasses littering the Ukraine landscape. Maybe Putin could ask a few Ukrainian farmers to tow some broken trackless and turretless tanks across Red Square for him. That would beef up the parade a bit and make it more interesting for us to watch. Maybe Zelensky could do something like that in Kiev. But Forbes does say that the parade organisers have been forced to promote tank transporters up the military pecking order so as to put some sort of machinery on display, something they've not had to do before. But how puzzling! Surely the Russian military-industrial complex has been churning tanks and the like out tirelessly since this war started. But it looks like this has not been happening. In fact, it seems that Russian manufacturing can't even produce working demonstrator machines for the parade. Production seems frozen, says Forbes. Now, according to Forbes, the 35% cuts in available equipment to show off are so deep as to be humiliating for the Russian leader and his military. This year, the slimmed-down Victory Day parade projects little more than military and economic weakness, it said. And Putin can't even deliver a victory in the Donbass yet. Worse, Ukrainian forces are still holding on tenaciously to the Mariupol steelworks, despite relentless attacks from Russian artillery and airstrikes, as well as close-in urban industrial combat. Surely Putin's heard of Stalingrad. No wonder Russians are pounding that formerly productive steelworks to dust and reportedly breaking a ceasefire in the process. They need to give Putin something by the start of Monday, even if it is just a levelled wasteland of no value other than as part of a road to Crimea. What will Putin do if some of those Ukrainian fighters are still hanging on in there on Sunday evening? But I doubt the Ukrainians will be idle. They might also have plans for Monday the 9th. What an inviting target Red Square would make for a dedicated person. And a good time to hit Russian logistics maybe, with lots of targets to choose from. Which means it's a lot of places where the Russians have to use valuable troops to stand around guarding. Putin might find himself reviewing the sorriest victory parade showing ever on Monday, as well as hearing about his supply lines being severed. And that might be why there are some observers who reckon Putin will be ordering a full-on mobilization against Ukraine that day.